If you're into radios, Meshtastic, or preparedness, then there's a good chance that you've heard of ATAK. ATAK stands for the Android Tactical Assault Kit, or in the civilian world, it's the Android Team Awareness Kit. And before you click away, no, this isn't me talking about a military app. ATAK is used by search and rescue, emergency responders, ham radio operators, and it's increasing in the civilian preparedness off-grid community. Feel free to skip around. Everything will be down below, timestamps, everything will be in the description. So let's get started with the basics. What is ATAK? At its core, ATAK is a real-time mapping software or application, and it's used for situational awareness. Think of it like this. It's like Google Maps combined with team tracking, combining your radio, your Meshtastic, your internet connection, and you can also do everything offline. ATAK allows you to see your location, see your team's location, drop markers on a map like points of interest, repeater information, photos, map overlays, draw some notes, some boundaries, and share information like that in real time. And the key thing here is ATAK doesn't really require cell phone service or the internet. And it's still useful, completely off-grid. And you can control the data, you control the network, you can decide how you want to use it, and that's what makes it so powerful. Let's talk about why ATAK actually matters, specifically for people like you and me, and I think we're probably like-minded in that kind of aspect. So first, radios. Voice communications is great, but it has its limit. With the use of ATAK, radios are no longer just a voice tool. You can use that radio to share your location. You can transfer data a lot faster than you could say your location or say a piece of kind of points of interest or some type of information. And that will reduce radio traffic, it will improve clarity, and it will help you in OPSEC or operational security. And with the recent developments by GoTac with the BTEC UV Pro, you can now integrate that radio into ATAK, and that makes it so much better. You can see who's where in real time, and yeah. Secondly, Meshtastic. Very affordable, and ATAK integrates very well with Meshtastic once you figure it out. And using the ATAK plugin, you can send your position, you can send messages, markers, and everything is off-grid with no internet, no cell phone towers, and no infrastructure needed, which is huge when you're thinking about resilience and not depending on somebody else's infrastructure. And it's also very affordable. Third thing, preparedness. ATAK shines in an emergency scenario. Natural disasters, power outages, search and rescue, neighborhood coordination. It allows anyone to share the same map and the same operational picture or kind of overview of what's going on. Now, ATAK kind of turns the old school analog voice communication like CB radio, ham radio into a modern like communication suite, which is awesome. So you can leverage them and share a whole bunch of documents, share information in real time, which is very important in a disaster. For an example, last week I created a fully offline repeater map of New Jersey, where I'm from. Every UHF, VHF, and GMRS repeater is now on a map, completely offline and available on my phone. Let's go over some of the main features now. Mapping. ATAK supports both online and offline mapping, meaning that you can save them offline, you can get very detailed maps, save them, and they'll be available for you anywhere you are. You can even take a drone, take a picture of a specific area, or fly around, do like a panoramic stitched together overlay, and put that into ATAK, which is really cool. Another thing is markers and overlays. You can drop points, rally points, hazard resources, anything like that into ATAK, and you can say, hey, avoid this area, and your whole team will be aware. And the last thing is ATAK has a good plugin ecosystem. So Meshtastic, APRS, different sensors, drones, different mapping things, plugins, everything is available for you, and it's relatively affordable and it's pretty solid. So yeah, a lot of encrypted stuff too, which is good for plenty of reasons. And the nice thing is you don't need a Google account to use this or any big tech or anything like that. Enough of that. Sorry for the rambling. Let's start with the installation. And you may be wondering, why are we not installing it from the Google Play Store? That's because we don't trust Google. And that's pretty much it. We're gonna sideload. Speaking of sideloading, if you like this type of stuff and this video, please consider subscribing and liking it. And if you want to support the content by actually financially supporting it, down below is a link to my Buy Me a Coffee, where you can donate or subscribe for additional perks to the videos like early releases and ATAK plugins and a private tax server. So yeah, back to the video. So by sideloading, we're taking an APK file and loading it on our phones. Just make sure that you do it from the official ATAK.gov site. Yes, it's a government site, but the government created the app. There's going to be some concern about the permissions that you give ATAK, and just so you know, it's such a big program that it touches every aspect of your phones. I purchased a Google device here. I installed Graphene OS, and by doing that, I'm able to pretty much lock down the phone very well, and I have ATAK on it now, and yeah, works very well. So let's get started. All right, so we're gonna, all right, some prerequisites as we get into the installation process. ATAK runs on Android. There is iTAK. It is similar, but it's also very different and significantly limited compared to ATAK. So if you want to kind of follow along, you will need an Android device. If you don't know which one to get, down below I have a link to the Google Pixel 7. It is a very good device. It is about $189, $200 on Amazon right now, refurbished, and I'm very happy with it. Works very well, and you can install Graphene OS, which is very good because you can de-Google your phone, which, once again, we don't trust Google. First things first, once you're in the main screen of your phone, you don't really need to do anything special. We're gonna go open up our browser of choice, and we're gonna go on tak.gov. You will need to create a TAK profile. You can use your email, you can use a burner email, whatever you need. So you can create an account. In my case, I'm gonna log in and type in my email and my password. And then I have MFA set up, so let's go and put that pin in. Okay, so once you are signed in and you have your account, we're gonna go click on that hamburger menu. We're gonna go products and then ATAK-Civ. Now, this is a government website, so just so you're aware, it is slow. Give it some time. We're gonna scroll down until we see the version numbers. Now, you might be inclined to go and download 5.6.0, which you're more than welcome to. I found that version 5.4.0 is a very stable version, and most of the plugins work very well with it. So that's what I would recommend. The whole page will refresh, and then under the version number, you will see ATAK-5.0.4.29, blah, 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 .apk 326 megabytes. We're gonna click on that and download it. You can select wherever you wanna download it. Once again, we're on an Android device, so I want it in the downloads folder, and we will download it. It'll take some time. It's a fairly decent sized file. Okay, so it is downloaded now. We're gonna go into files, go to downloads, and select the file. Preparing the app. Your phone might be different than mine, but overall, just find the file and click on it and give it all the permissions that it needs. If you don't feel comfortable, do some research and hopefully that will change your mind. Or if you really don't feel comfortable, then ATAK might not be for you and you might want to look at some other applications. ATAK is now installed. Let's open it up, and you're gonna see an end user license agreement. You can click agree, understand. The app was denied to SMS. So because I have Graphene OS, I am basically not allowed to do anything without allowing access to it. I'm gonna allow location, allow audio recording, allow connecting to nearby devices, notifications, manage phone calls. You might be thinking, why manage phone calls? It's because you have options in ATAK to actually call people to do real-time chat, like voice chatting, and it uses similar protocols or the same protocols as a phone call. Music and audio files, yes. Photos, yes. And you understand, and all that stuff. Just click understand or agree to all. You may run into an issue where you keep trying to use the app and it's saying, hey, you don't have permissions. Just slow down, read every single setting or every single pop-up and give it the appropriate permissions. And there you go. Now we are set up. You'll get a warning about battery percentage and all that. It does drain your battery And that's kind of the unfortunate thing. It's a very powerful app, so be wise with how much, if it's on in the background or if it's not, if you don't need it. So you'll be greeted with, and let me change this orientation real quick, the side hamburger menu, and then you can scroll to orientation and it's changed back. So you will be greeted with a map that doesn't look very pretty. And that's because it has some default maps built in, but we want to download specific maps. But for now, what we'll do, just to get you up and running, click on little tri-folded piece of paper. You're going to get a little pop-up. We're going to scroll down until we see OpenStreetMap, or you can select any one that you want. You will have some type of map available to you. In the next video, we're going to be talking about how to install specific maps, Google Maps or something like that, and how to cache them offline. So stay tuned for that. That will be up very shortly. If you like this type of stuff, please follow along. If you have any questions or issues with your installation, just click down below. Awesome.